I had ups and downs. My emotions felt like a roller coaster. I was sweating profusely through the night. I was overweight. I was unhappy. I would go to bed at 8 p.m. and wake up at 8 a.m. I was in my 20s and knew that something was drastically wrong. And I could never put the symptoms together. When I got the call from my doctor with the diagnosis, it shocked me. I was in 24 and she just told me that I went through menopause. And I knew right then what hit me the hardest is that I knew I wasn't going to be able to have my own children. One thing that really helped me through this time, to try to get a sense of feeling like I was a 20-year-old was getting into running. And when I first started, if you look at my resume now and you'd say, 70 marathons, she could run a marathon like nothing. But back then I couldn't run a mile. Like I was going to bed. I had no energy. I was overweight. I was lethargic. My thyroid problem had caused a lot of this. Picking a marathon to run when you can't run a mile, it felt really stupid. And I think I put all of the pain and anger and feeling like I was old and unrelating to my peer group, I just I pounded it into the pavement over and over, all that pain, and I just pushed further and eventually got to more miles and the finish line of the Boston Marathon. I knew at that point that I could make it. I think I just cried, and when I got to the finish line, just this weight, this relief that I was young and I could do challenging things and I could make it to the finish line of this race, just empowered me to want to do more. When I met my husband, I had at that point been through 5 years of knowing the diagnosis. And I just kind of blurted it out. I just kind of said, well, I went through menopause, 5 years ago. So this is a little bit about me. And I didn't know the full capacity of egg donation at that time. But eventually, as I did more research into what the options would be for me in the future, it became very apparent that that I could be a parent. It would just be a different path. When people look at my family today, or they may see us walking down the street or in pictures that I might post on, social media, it's probably hard for them to consider or think about the difficult journey it took to get there. It would have maybe been easier had I not gone through menopause, but so many of those finish lines that I was able to go through, from marathons to the donor process to learning more about women's struggles and building a better community of women in support, would not have been met without that initial diagnosis. And I was really running to try to just hang on and that it's going to be okay and just keep taking a step forward. And that's kind of how I feel, is that just keep running.
Yeah, you did it!
It would be okay. And that just keep taking one step forward and you'll find the path that is going to be right for you.